Yes, of course. So I'm Valerie from Saudade Collective, and with Saudade Collective, we look for collaborations with artisans and designers. And our main goal is to find an alternative to mass production. So everything is human-made, men or women-made, and there's a lot of love and time and knowledge going into the designs or the products. Yeah, with Saudade Collective, I look for collaborations with makers, and that can be from the Netherlands, so that can be in the Netherlands, but also from other countries. I find it really interesting to see how different cultures and different traditions can find their way into craft. I think that's what brings more richness to the design. So for me, it's really interesting to look at the combination of design and traditional crafts. I think there's a really exciting field in between. And it brings beautiful collaborations, beautiful friendships, and beautiful designs and products. So here we have the wooden collection, the Taba bowls, which are made in Indonesia. These were actually the first designs I worked on. And I wanted to work with wood because, my family's from Indonesia, so I had a really strong connection with the material and with the craft. I think there's a really rich craft culture in Indonesia, so I really wanted to work with a workplace there. And they worked on this design, which I find really interesting because it's like a modern view on a wooden bowl. So I wanted to have sharper edges and lines in there, and they turn it by hand, which I really love, which is actually a condition I put in front. I don't want to work with big factories. And there's a lot of love in that workplace. There's a lot of passion for the craft. And we managed to work out these bowls from rest material. So rest pieces of wood that are cut away. And then they polish it with beeswax, which makes it also usable for food. So because we don't use any chemical coatings on the wood, you can use it for a salad or other types of dishes. And that's actually how we got to the addition of the cutlery, or the cutlery. So the salad servers and the spoons, I wanted to have something fun to go with it. Not too neat, but with the bright colors of the glass, I think it's really a fun way to present your food. And they are fit to the sizes of the bowls. So we have the two sets for the salad bowls, and then the little spoons that go with the smaller bowls. And I like it when family and friends come over for dinner, and you can make a little bit effort preparing the food and presenting it. And that's just the thought of it, sharing food, having a good time together. Yeah, it should be fun, not too formal and straight, which can be good, but it's not for me. So that's how actually the glass came with it. And it's made in the Netherlands by a girl named Fleur Peters. And she works for Glaslab in Den Bosch. And it's like a collective workspace for glass artisans. So she works a lot with rest material for her collections, which I find really interesting because there's a lot we can do with waste if you look at it in a different way. It's just how you look at materials. So we came together to make these serving sets, and they're different every time depending on what we have to work with for the glass. So every batch is different. Every piece is unique because she cuts it all by hand, which makes it fun as well because sometimes accidents happen, and it can be even prettier than we had in mind at first. So it's always a surprise how it turns out, which is the same with the wood, because you only see the pattern of the wood once you cut it. So in the beginning it could look like this brown massive block, but when you are turning the wood, you see the beautiful lines that it has, and that's the beauty of the material. So I like the surprising elements during the process, and that is both in these collections. I think it actually started with the craft. I think I was really interested in the tradition and the knowledge of craft. And before I started Saudade Collective, I used to work for a wholesale company in interior design, interior accessories. And there I learned how the industry works for a lot of big labels. And it wasn't the way I wanted to work. So it started with looking a way that fitted me better, which started with the craft, and then you slowly find your way in it. And for me, it had to be more than a souvenir. That layer needed to be gone. So I find it really interesting to look at craft and combine it with modern design. I think it's more interesting to make it different. I think there's a lot we can still, design is always based on something that you see or that you read about, or your imagination on things that you absorb. So some people say there's nothing new in design, but I think there's always something new in design when you take a different route. And for me, that's definitely the combination of design with craft. I think that's just a beautiful combination of making products that add value to the item itself. So it's not just a product you buy, but it's the whole story about how it's made, who made it, and the idea that goes behind it, the idea that it has as a functional object as well. And I hope that way of using design, it can prolong the life of a product, and that we can cherish the design and make it last for a lifetime. So far, very good. I had just a short introduction into the city and the different venues and the events that are organized. But I'm going to be here for a couple of days longer, so I'm really looking forward to do some of the arranged tours. I'm going to Murano tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to get a little insight in the workshops there. I mean, I think Venice has such a rich tradition of crafts and artisanry. So yeah, for me it's like what's the word? Like I don't want to say candy shop because it's so small, but there's so much to see, and it's so rooted in through the whole city when you walk around here, and you walk around here a lot. There's beauty in everything. Every corner of the street has something special, and a lot of it has to do with the crafts that are rooted into this city. So for me, it's been an amazing experience so far, and I'm looking forward to what is going to come in the coming days.